depending on what she wants to do, because I can give her permission if she brings her own computer to do what she needs to do. I'd rather not lose this.
Okay.
Because this is how we're connecting with all the other folk.
All right. Can she sit there, or how would that work so she can move? Like if she wants to show certain things.
Oh, no, if she's got a laptop, then I can just give her permission
Right.
to share.
Yeah. I'm assuming she's going to bring one, but if not, I brought mine.
Okay, good. Very good. Let's see, we're going to go full screen.
In fact, maybe I'll just, hey, Mary.
Hey.
And she wants to, which website is it that she?
She's the LeanBack GiveBack.
She's not coming in person?
She is.
Oh, okay.
She says, I'm tired of Zoom.
Nice girl, I hear you.
How is Stuart's mom doing?
You know, she's really weak. They say it's her heart. You know, she's got congestive heart failure. I mean, she went in because she was retaining fluid, which again is all part
That's
of
a
it.
sign of that, yeah.
And usually she goes in, they do their thing, you know, and she bounces back. And so that's what Stuart was expecting, because he was up. This is the third time he's gone in like the past 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Because isn't she in
Pittsburgh?
Okay. I was thinking somewhere south. Okay.
No, I'm Florida. He's Pittsburgh. So, because he came back just Wednesday. He had been there for about 5 days. And when he said he was coming home Tuesday night, I said, I really think, you gotta stay. You sure that, he goes, oh yeah, the hospital's got her. She'll be fine. And then they said on Thursday, they said, he was here Thursday, maybe Friday morning. They said the heart was weak. And she's been at like 15, her heart's been functioning at about 15% for 10 years.
Closers.
Yeah, so it's remarkable. And she refused to do home oxygen, and the doctor said that is probably what has prolonged her life, because her oxygen levels would be like low 80s.
And she was getting around and cognizant of everything with that. Wow.
And they said, because when people do oxygen, they become dependent on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then the lungs really weaken.
Kind of do less and less.
And she has stairs, so she was going up and down stairs. So it's about the last week, she really, or maybe 2 weeks, that she really there was a difference. And so,
Yeah, because I know Stuart had asked that we keep praying for her, and so I was surprised to see that the other day. I thought, well, not surprised, because she also is, I'm up there in years, and
she'll be 94 in May.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
So,
wow.
and she just refused. I mean, she literally said to us, we went right before COVID hit. We went, and Crissy's supposed to text me. And she showed her places there, that there she could move into assisted living. And, the Merritts, she was here one Christmas. The Merritts took her around Arbor Acres, his sister, that, everyone tried to get her someplace where she wouldn't be in this situation by herself with no family around. And she literally looked at us and said, you are not the boss of me. Literally. And it was so hard first. And I said, I understand that. I said, but it's really hard on Stuart.
Well, I'm sure, and I'm assuming he's taking the same route I took to Morgantown all the time, because that is a beautiful route. So if you need to kind of process through things, it is the best route to be taking.
It is. Yeah, it really is. But this is what she wanted. But I was telling Jenny, I think she thought she was just going to die in her sleep someday. But she's in the hospital. But she would, so many times a home nurse would come out and check on her and would call an ambulance because her oxygen was so low. And she'd sign a paper, she wasn't going to the hospital. So
she's got a lot of spunk.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
anyway, so it's you know, it's hard. But
Mhm. And also it's hard for you being here, because, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because I said, we spoke last night, and I said, well, how's she doing? He goes, well, I don't know what to say. You know, she's weak. She's really not improving. I don't know if she's getting worse, but she's just not improving like she usually does. She's not talking. She barely opens her eyes.
Oh, because she's not talking or really
Interacting.
engaging. Yeah.
She knows she's not engaging. She seems to know. He held the phone to her ear and I talked, and he said she was trying to open her eyes, and so you know she knows that he's there and his sister's there, so she's aware of what's going on around. And he brought her a strawberry milkshake from McDonald's, which is her favorite. He fed it to her.
So she did. So she ate that.
Yeah.
Or drank it, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
my brother wanted milk duds.
Oh
So I
my.
brought him milk duds. Well, actually, he never got to eat them, so I stuck him in his casket because he had a plain wooden casket. I did, and you could hear the suckers.
Oh my God, that's hilarious,
That is
Mary.
hilarious.
But he wanted them so badly, and then
That's
he lost
hilarious.
consciousness and died a few hours later. So
Morning, I'm Crissy. I'm here in the Oakland parking lot.
That's the business. Yep. I have canceled youth group.
good.
I hate that I did that, but I got nothing in the tank right now.
Good morning.
Good morning, babe.
Good
How are you?
morning.
Are you healing okay?
I am.
She's walking normally.
I am. My foot's better. My face is better. Yes. Was John here?
Yes.
Oh, did he leave already?
He pieced out after communion.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to.
Hi,
Hi.
welcome.
Hey.
Hi,
Nice
I'm
to meet
Crissy.
you. I
Nice to
love
meet you.
that.
Oh, gosh, thank you.
What sound wave is it?
My voice.
Oh my gosh, I'm
She
Mary.
knew what it
Hey.
was. I'm Faith.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Okay, Jenny, where does she need to sit?
Where do you, if you can sit anywhere, I'll just angle the camera at you.
Okay.
And I have a laptop. Do you have?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna
Okay.
come up the list.
Okay,
It's
right.
fine. I can bring it up and
Okay.
get it up.
And I have my laptop too.
Okay,
Did you
so,
want-
but if she wants to work through the,
Yeah, I can totally scroll for you. Just give me direction.
Okay. I'll pull
You
it up
give me
so
a
I know
ride.
where to tell you.
Okay.
or
Or I can give
But I think
you
those are
access
crazy
to share, but then that would mean you'd have to join
So
the
we
Zoom.
can
That would
ride.
be crazy.
Yeah,
That'd be a lot of stereo to manage.
okay.
Sorry.
We're so glad you're doing this. And you're the first person that's come
Yeah, I
in
know.
person, and we're so glad to have
Oh,
someone in
yeah, I'm
person.
so over
Maybe
Zoom.
we should move this one.
It's got a lot of.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Alvy.
Elvie's voice came through and I was like, "What?" Okay, this is for you. Any new? Good morning, Debbie.
Is your instinct that this is with her? It's been over and over and over and over again, hasn't it?
you just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
I can remember with Christina Horton,
Oh, yeah.
everybody, their instincts were all off. So I've learned, okay, maybe more.
Yeah. I was sharing with someone, was it with you? No, the memory of the farmer girls.
With me.
With you, the memory of the farmer girls. They just distracted her and gave her such joy. This was a young woman, Fred Horton's daughter.
Oh.
Well, at the end of her life when she was 14.
Mm.
And they just climbed up on the bed, and there's now four farmer girls, but there was at that point 3, and just played with her. And it was both parents were just so grateful.
Pat Horton showed me a card that Jen made for her. I mean, it was really
Wow.
children's art.
Yeah.
But Christina was in the ground, looking up,
Oh.
smiling, And I mean, so anyhow, it was a pretty heartwarming sort of
Yeah.
card. Because all the kids, they were all in Sunday school with her.
Yeah.
What you die from?
Leukemia.
Mm.
Back in the days when
When you,
almost everybody died from
Mhm.
leukemia.
yeah.
No,
No?
no, I love my life now.
Okay.
And that would not be fun, huh?
Yeah, if I thought catering was how it worked, it's every single day. No.
So it was getting to
can
be a
pick my
nightmare,
schedule.
not a dream.
The
food truck.
right? If I did a food truck or a restaurant or something like that, it would be an everyday thing. A lot of overhead. I don't have time for that,
Mhm.
so I can just do catering, pick my events,
Mhm.
go in, leave, go to sleep.
Do you do lunch for someone every day?
So I was doing Carolina Christian College. I'm
Okay.
kind of sort of still doing them, but they didn't bring the students back. I'm not recording.
Yeah, actually, let me, I'll pause it. Yeah, I don't. Nice lady, nice Zoom
I know
lady.
she is a nice lady.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's nice to see our guest speaker in house.
Yes.
I'm kind of slightly jealous that I'm not there in person, but that's okay. We've got about 2 more minutes before we get started. We are grateful to you for joining us today. And I think this is week 5. Wow, we've come a long way. And of course, all of our previous sessions are on the YouTube page. Please join me in binge watching them because they are just that awesome. And today is going to be awesome, possibly tasty. What you saw the kitchen is right on the other side of the room, sweetheart. Please enjoy yourself. But we've got about a minute more. We're going to wait to see if a few more folks join us either in person or via Zoom like yours truly. And we will get started. And once again, thank you for joining us today.
And I just have to put in a plug for Crissy and her. She has just an amazing ability to create flavor
Mm.
in her cooking.
Oh my God.
If you haven't had her soul rolls, you haven't lived, right?
Oh God, we were doing those last night.
What are they made? I mean, is it just regular rolls that you do something special with, or do you put something in them?
I put something in them. So they're traditional egg rolls. Well, they're like traditional egg rolls. And then I just have different
Things?
yeah, like for an example, yesterday we did crab boil and we did the vegetarian one. And the vegetarian one is similar to the LeanBack one. The LeanBack one has fried chicken, collard greens, black eyed peas.
No.
cheese.
In the rolls?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
You haven't lived.
What do you dip it in?
What do you mean?
Do you dip it in anything?
You don't need to, but you can.
Okay,
So
but not
I-
sweet and sour sauce.
Like the LeanBack one, I would pair with honey mustard.
Yes,
Mhm.
okay, yep.
And so the vegetarian one is the same thing, except I replaced the fried chicken with mushroom.
Ooh.
And then we were doing crab boil yesterday, an event that was crab, shrimp, potato, corn,
Right, yes. So,
sausage, all that. So
I had the
Mhm.
shrimp boil. I never had
Country
crab, never
boil.
included crabs in it. That's
yeah,
okay.
real crab meat too, not.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
And somehow my invitation got lost in the mail.
Private party.
Oh, man, that sounds, my stomach's already growling.
I know, I ain't even had breakfast yet and I want it. Like, seriously, y'all gonna make me want to go downstairs and fix me some shrimp and grits for breakfast.
Oh, you should wait till you have Crissy shrimp and grits. Oh my
Those
gosh.
are good too.
Now, where have you eaten all of that?
I ordered.
You just order from them? Oh.
So the lunches we were just talking about,
Mhm.
when it was slow during COVID, a lot of what I did to get income in, besides that, was I would offer the lunch menu out to everybody. And like all of my clients or whatever, I just
Yeah.
post it and then people are getting lunches that
She
way.
deliver.
You deliver?
Mhm.
Wow.
So what do we do now if we want to?
Yeah.
I know, right? Well, we can continue to talking about ordering all of her deliciousness from now until forever, and it's just going to make our stomachs just rumble and our taste buds water. But thank you, Miss Crissy Faison from LeanBack Soul Food for joining us today. We're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone again to what I believe is week 5 of Building Bridges for Equity, Justice, and Community. My name is Alvi Dove Ali. I am one of the co-chairs for the Outreach Committee here at St. Anne's, and it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce live and in person, making our mouths water here, Miss Crissy Faison of LeanBack Soul Food. If you have not read her incredible bio journey in our announcements, then you have missed just being blown away by all of the wonderful accolades that this amazing woman, like I'm awed and inspired. You have definitely awed and inspired me by all the wonderful things that you have done and you are doing for our community. So without further ado, I welcome and present Miss Crissy Faison. Welcome.
Good morning.
And Crissy, do you
Yes.
mind if I read your bio in
Sure,
case
go ahead.
anybody who hasn't had an opportunity to do that?
Sure.
Crissy Faison is the world's greatest caterer on earth and an award-winning entrepreneur. She is widely regarded for being the owner and executive chef of LeanBack Soul Food, a Triad catering company featuring a wide range of dishes with a focus on Southern cuisine that brings friends and family together. She's also a graduate of North Carolina A&T State University. Crissy founded the LeanBack GiveBack Foundation, a 501c3 company whose mission is to work with communities to increase opportunities and resources for women in the culinary field, encourage food interest in children, and care for the world, one community at a time. She has been named the Greater Winston-Salem Inc. 2021 recipient of the Winston Under 40 Leadership Award, the 2021 Triad Minority Women Business Newcomer of the Year, and most recently, the 2022 Miss Forsyth County Plus America, just to name a few. When she's not in the kitchen or in the community, she loves to travel with her pet Pancake, the bougie bunny, and spend time with family and friends.
Yay,
Welcome,
Bougie
welcome.
bunny.
Yeah. Well, you done said everything. So yes, I guess I'll because I'll just go point by point from this. So I did start LeanBack Soul Food, my catering company, in 2017.
There we go.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I started in October 2016, and then I started as a sole proprietorship. I basically did that because as a sole proprietorship, I wanted to get into cooking, and it was something that I had wanted to do for a long time, but I just didn't. Life slowed me down. And after I graduated from A&T, I felt like I was just working job to job. I didn't feel like I was making a difference. I was just living, but I wasn't living. So I said, well, cooking is something that you want to do. Why don't you just go ahead, make those steps, do it. So I started as a sole proprietorship. And as I kept going, as I started to learn, I learned that I needed to be an LLC, just in case, especially in my industry, if something happened, I was splitting my finances from the company's finances. Thank God nothing has ever happened. However, that's basically why I started the LLC. And it's, if you like Google it, it'll come up in 2017 because that's when I did that. One of the things when I was starting my catering company is I knew that everybody couldn't afford my food. Of course, I started off low to get my name out there, and then I raised my prices and everything, you know, as industry came and was, oh, the food is really good and other people aren't seasoning their food, I'm seasoning mine, so people are gonna pay for the food. So I raised my prices. At that point, I realized everybody could not afford my food, but I still wanted to feed everybody. So that's part of the reason of why I came up with the Give Back. We're going to talk about that later. But I now call it the LeanBack Give Back Block Party, which I have in Bailey Park. And basically what that was is I was feeding the homeless. It started out with me just feeding the homeless. I would cook the same food that I would feed to a client or a customer, and that was their opportunity to have the food. I started, the first event I did for that was at the Enterprise Center. It's where I cook out of now. And then it's grown bigger, and so now I'm at Bailey Park downtown.
Wow.
But me saying that was the way that I wanted to give back to the community. So me giving back has always been in my heart. So in 2017, I put out the flyer, I put it on social media, I said, we're gonna do it. Life happened. I wasn't able to do it. But I'm pretty sure it was financial reasons that I wasn't able to do it. So I had to cancel it, broke my heart completely. But the next year, business kept going, business was growing, and then I was able to do it in 2018.
The block party. The block, yeah.
Yeah, so back then it was called the LeanBack GiveBack Thanksgiving Affair.
Gotcha, okay.
And so I do it every November.
Gotcha.
And I was doing it the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And so that would give everybody their Thanksgiving meal. But so that's when then I was paying for everything myself. I wasn't having sponsors or anything like that. It was just something that I wanted to do. We had a speaker, we had music playing through the iPhone or whatever phone, and we just played music, and then we served food. It was that simple. Then as time goes on, I'm cooking, my name's getting out there, I'm doing different things in the community. The Thanksgiving affair is growing, like more people are, becoming interested. And I'm still spending all of my money, which I had no problem doing because I don't have any kids. I'm just, I just have this money. I have nothing to do with this. So I'm like, okay, let me give it back. Yeah, I'm just paying my bills. Like my bills are paid. Right. So I'm just like, okay, so what do I do now? So that's when the Thanksgiving affair became even bigger. And people are like, well, why don't you go ahead and start the 501c3? Because you have people coming and say, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. I love what you're doing. Start the 501c3 so we can donate tax write-offs. I said, oh, okay, fine. So I can save some of my money now. Yeah. So now that's when I came up with the 501c3 last year, 2021. So 2021. And last year was the biggest and the best one that we had. We had a live performer. We had we had a cotton candy machine. We had the bounce house for the kids. I still cooked all the food, but I also had a volunteer team. So I wasn't doing everything on my own. So literally on that day, I was just walking around, just speaking to everybody. They had servers, we had volunteers. It was amazing. And what I switched up was it wasn't just for the homeless anymore. It's for everybody.
Wow.
It's for everybody because my business without Winston-Salem would be nowhere. So this is why I give back to the community. So all my clients can come. It's kind of like a customer appreciation thing, but it's for everyone. So that's where that part of it came from. And you can actually see that on the site. Can you see it on the site?
Yeah, hold on one moment.
Where did you cook all this food?
So I cook out of the Enterprise Shared Use Kinship on Martin Luther King.
Okay.
It's the Old Boys and Girls Club.
Oh, okay.
So it's like an incubator right now. It has offices, people can like do their startup businesses in there. And it's gonna be under pretty sure it's under programs. And if you scroll down to the middle of the page, I think the first thing that comes up was LeanBack Kids Cooking Club.
There we go. Yep.
Oh,
Click
okay.
over and then you'll see, hit this middle dot.
Okay.
You'll see the block party. Yeah, so that year we partnered with the City of Winston-Salem Fire Department came out. They handed out little hats and flashlights, which I have now. And then she also helped serve. We had FedEx. They took care of my signage. We had Judge Kristen come out. She served the food. Kristen Kelly, she was just put into office. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. So I revamped it to that was another thing. Someone took my Saturday, the Saturday
No.
before Thanksgiving. So I had to switch to November, I think it's like November 13th this past year. And so that was another reason I felt like it was getting away from Thanksgiving. So I renamed it to the Give Back Block Party.
Yeah.
And that's only because I don't want it, like I still want like the homeless, or I still want everybody to come. So I named it the Block Party.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we do at the foundation. Another thing that I'm doing now is the LeanBack Kids Cooking Club, which I'm actually going to be with them today at 1:30. And basically what that is that's my way of introducing kids to the culinary world, because there's so many different things you can do. I started that last year, and I was doing each and every class, of course, teaching them, putting them in the kitchen, and they're learning how to cook. They cook steaks, they cook chicken, they cook potatoes, taught them knife skills. They've done a lot, and I want to say we're at about 25 kids in the cooking club, give or take, because sometimes a little bit more show up, and then sometimes a little bit less show up. We have volunteers that help. A lot of volunteers are parents though, and so they'll come, take a little bit of pressure off of me, because it's really hard to watch all those kids.
They're probably learning skills as well.
Yes, exactly.
I don't know knife skills. I could do that.
Yeah, now
I could
we're
learn
like,
like
when are you gonna have something for us? I'm like, let me get the kids done, and then we'll work on something for you all. So that's something that I do under the foundation also. But the difference, I'm gonna call it semester, the difference I've done this year is I've kind of taken a step back from it, because I do have so much going on, and I've learned how to ask, and I've learned how to accept. So I've actually had different culinary entrepreneurs from around the city come in.
Wow.
So last month we had, I want to say that was the first one. So last month we had a nutritionist come in, and he used to be he used to work for the county health, and he was an environment specialist. And he's basically the ones who gave us our sanitation grade. And we had a nice meeting then. He was the only one that gave me a 97.5, but we've been friends ever since. And I don't let him forget it. But he came in, and he's also studying to be a nutritionist. So he came in, he taught the kids about my plate and the food groups and everything like that.
That's great.
Today we have, I don't know if you guys have heard of Hugo Juice Bar. It's owned by William Fulton.
Yeah.
He's coming today.
I'm kidding.
And the kids are gonna be bottling up their own juices. They're going to be, I want to say they're making a label. They get to put that on the bottle. And again, I get to step back. I just be there and probably make the grocery list for this coming up event tomorrow.
Right.
So that's gonna be a great experience for the kids. And then the month after, next month, they'll be going to the garden at the Enterprise Center. There's a community garden there. So we're gonna take them there, and they're gonna learn all about the vegetables, and we'll probably do some cooking there also. So there's a solar panel there, so I can just hook some things up and they can cook there. So we're doing different activities like that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is it once a month or once a week?
It is once a month. Yes. So I started out doing it twice a month. It didn't last with my schedule. So I did switch it up to once a month. So I try to make it a great experience once a month. And then, as time goes and we get more volunteers, we can have, maybe it'd be like twice a month. But I would love to get some more disadvantaged kids in the cooking club. And I'm thinking that's what I would want that second class to be, for kids that may not have that opportunity. Maybe we can get a van and get them bused over to the kitchen. That way they can experience.
Yeah, the transportation might be a big issue.
So what I've also been doing is I've been working with the Kids Coalition cooking. They have some cooking class, and that is sponsored by Awake Forest. And they've invited me to come. And basically what they do is, and this is ran by Margaret Savoka. And they're going to the kids because transportation is a problem. And maybe their parents are working, you know, can't get them to it. And it's easier to go to the kids, take these experiences to them. So they literally have like stations set up. They've got the burner set up. This is in a classroom, different school. Like I'm going tomorrow to Polo Elementary. So
Or
Steve's Elementary on Polo,
I
yeah.
think that's
There's
what
a
it is.
polo recreation place right
That
next to
place,
it.
right,
Okay.
where I'm going to the recreation center.
Yeah, they're
I
right
haven't-
next to each other.
Okay, that's good to know, because I haven't Googled it yet. I just look every
You're
day, day
really
by day.
close
You're
to
close
it.
to it, right
You're
here,
right
yeah.
now.
Okay, awesome. So that's something that, you know, they're working on, is to get the opportunities to the kids, where the kids are in after school programs, because it's hard to get these kids to come to opportunities like mine. And something I want to work on is getting to more disadvantaged kids as far as the cooking and things like that. My latest project under the foundation, and I just announced it. So you guys read that I did never in my life thought I would do this, but I did a pageant. And it would be the third dot. I'm still working on it though, so it's not going to be that much information, but you can hear my vision when I can tell you now. So I made that announcement finally, and it's called the GiveBack Fridge Project. The GiveBack Fridge Project is basically, I'll start with the stats. So basically in America, there's 35 million people who are suffering from food insecurities, and 12 million of them are children. In Forsyth County, I can't remember what our population is right now, but it's 15.5% of our population is suffering from food insecurities, and 25% of that number is children, right? There are 108 billion pounds of food that people in the food industry waste. I've done it myself, only because there's nowhere to take it. You can't take it to the same places, because in the end, even if you take it to a homeless shelter, they are going to end up throwing away, because I mean, everybody's not coming in there to get the food. At the same time, when you hear all of those numbers, it's not just homeless people who are hungry.
Yeah.
Right.
Our neighbors, our sisters, our family, our friends, they're hungry and they're not telling us. I grew up, I'm not going to say I grew up unfortunate. I grew up middle class. It was 3 of us. My mom was a single mom. But I can remember times when my plate looked a little skimpy. Therefore, I knew that, you know, there's a little struggle there, right? So I know what it is to be hungry. But at the same time, I wasn't telling anyone that. People have pride. So that's why I came up with this idea. When I wanted to do a restaurant, one of the things that I wanted to do was put a refrigerator outside, and people would, the food that I didn't sell or anything like that, we would just pack it up, put it in the refrigerator, and people can come discreetly, come get their food, leave, take it, feed themselves, feed their family, right? I don't want a restaurant anymore. I like my time now. So at the same time, I know that people in the restaurant industry, they're having the same issues. So I want to partner with restaurants, local restaurants across the city. We're going to start in Forsyth County, and then we're going to go across America.
How about that?
There you go.
Yeah, so I want to partner with them. I want to get these fridges placed around the city, and then the waste that the restaurants are having, they can just pack it up and then take it to a fridge. And then if somebody's hungry, don't want anyone to know, they can come to the fridge, take their food, and they're good. So that's my project now that I'm working on.
That's
the
wonderful.
basis of it. That's all I got right now. I still need to like research like the cost and things like that. I know that I would pay a stipend to the restaurants who would participate for, or whoever would want to put the fridge out there to take care of electricity costs and things like that, or packaging, something like that. I don't want to pay for food, because the whole point is to donate and to get rid of food that you were going to waste anyway. So that's that.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Remarkable.
I remember working at pretty regularly at Samaritan Inn years ago when my kids were teenagers and helping me. But restaurants would come, we always volunteered on Saturday night, or no, Friday night. And restaurants would come with mahi, all kinds of stuff. And there was just so much food, we really couldn't use it. And that was so sad.
Exactly.
We hated to have to throw out stuff.
Exactly, because it's all going to the same places.
Mhm.
And like, even if you call ahead, they'll be like, oh no, such and such is bringing their food.
Right.
We don't have any food for it. So you're just stuck with throwing it away.
Mhm.
Trying to get away from that.
I worked at Wake Forest at the law school, and we had events, and we always had food left over for, and a lot of times we would take it to Samaritan Ministry.
See?
Yeah,
Same
so,
place.
yeah.
Alfie's got her hand up. Alfie, do you want to say something?
Yes, good morning again, Crissy, and I am loving the idea of partnering with the local restaurants here in the area and putting together the community fridge, if you will, and because food insecurity and food waste is kind of one of my I guess platforms and passions to decrease it. Because I, just like you, grew up in a single family home. It was just my sister, my younger sister, my mom, myself. And, I too remember days where, I think like the biggest meal that we got out of the week was Sunday, and we stretched the leftovers from that to like the next Sunday. And we still do that in my house to this day, so I don't know, and I'm pretty sure you are, being in the industry, familiar with Vivian and Stephanie at Sweet Potatoes downtown, one of my favorite restaurants. If nobody's been to Sweet Potatoes sitting in this room, please go. You're missing out. Take me with you when you do. But I would, I know that that's something that they are passionate about too, in helping and supporting their community. So that's just one of the restaurants that I know of that you can talk to about partnering with for this. And there's so many others. Like there's a plethora of them here in the city that you could approach and talk to, and definitely speak with the guys that own and operate and are executive chefs at both Jeffrey Adams and the 4th Street Filling Station. I know that they purchased a local farm in Mount Airy that was, the family was retiring, they were about to sell it, but they had been getting all of their food and produce from them. So instead of letting it falter, they bought it and are really living into the whole farm to table lifestyle, which I completely appreciate. Another 2 restaurants that you should do. I should be getting paid for plugging these people, but
Alvy, can you?
Just some suggestions, of places that you could talk to about partnering for this initiative.
So you said Jeffrey Adams, and you said Stephanie and Vivian, and what was the third one?
The filling station.
Oh,
4th Street.
the
The 4th Street Filling Station. Both Jeffrey Adams and 4th Street Filling Station are, if I'm not mistaken, are owned and operated by the same chefs and owners.
Yeah, because he just bought another building too.
Oh,
Jeffrey
wow.
Adams, whoever owns Adams, yeah.
Uh,
The
I
old
remember-
Crafted.
Yeah, the old taco place.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
bought that building. That was looking at.
Aw. The country club used to bring over a whole bunch of food to the Samaritan Inn. I remember that.
Old Town.
Well, I don't know which one it was.
But they probably
I'm
all have
not
that
sure, but a
same-
lot of those country clubs, what are they gonna do with their leftover food?
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, we do catering events and we have leftover food, so and then for just protection reasons, we don't like let people take plates out and things like that, because what happened is people will leave them in the car
And they get sick.
Then they
right?
and then they'll say, oh, your food made me sick, so we don't, let people take food out, but I'll give it to like like my actual client and say, if you want this food, you can take it with you. But if they don't want it, if, they're just out of town for a wedding or something, we end up stuck with food. So I know I would definitely make use of the GiveBack fridge. So, yeah.
What a wonderful
Um,
idea. Do you know if it's happening anywhere else in the United States?
So I looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, wow.
there is a lady in Atlanta and she does just like groceries and things like that.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, people need some well-balanced meals too.
Mhm.
They do.
You know, and if they're homeless or something, they don't have a kitchen.
Right, they can't
How they
cook it.
gonna cook it?
Mhm.
So at least at a shelter, they have microwaves and things they can, or somewhere they can warm it up. And I'm just speaking about the homeless. They can take it somewhere and get it warmed up, right? Or even gas stations.
Yeah.
But even if it's somebody like you or not, they can just take it home, you know? So yeah.
There's a lot of pay it forward kind of setups where, you know, a place in Philadelphia, you can buy a slice and then give a slice.
Yeah.
And they have, you know, so anybody who walks in will be able to enjoy a piece of pizza. But this is really a unique setup.
Yeah.
And
It just hit me. I don't know why.
I love that
was
idea.
in the shower or something.
Yeah, that's
That's
what.
where
a
I'm
lot of
like,
great
yeah,
ideas,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's a great place. And I was just like, what can you do to make more changes? Because the ultimate goal before I leave is to change the world.
Yeah.
And that just hit me like during the pageant, I had to come up with a platform. And of course, I'm food. And so I was just like, food insecurity. I was like, okay, so what can you do with that? And I had been thinking, and I stopped thinking about it. And then it just hit me. I was just like, yeah, that's where you can't do it yourself. You don't own a restaurant, so why don't you partner with other people? So yeah, that is the project.
Amazing.
So what else can we talk about?
I think Donna has her hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that.
That's okay. I read, Crissy, started reading about you last night, and it's my jaw just dropped. It's just incredible. And then I even got to the fridge part, and I had recently heard about a gentleman, but I believe he's a very wealthy restaurant person, and he set this up, and I can't remember exactly. I keep thinking it was North Carolina, but probably not. Whatever, he's got big donors paying for the food to put it in there. In other words, they're buying buying the food, all his donors, to put in those fridges. And I guess it came out of COVID. It came out of COVID. So it's like, how can I keep my employees working? You know, we're doing some carry out and everything, but then they started just making these meals to go in these fridges. But then the donor, some donors were out there paying for them. So you have taken it to the ultimate basics. And it's just amazing, because I kept thinking that would be nice, but it would really be cool if there could be some other way to do this. So bless your heart. This is awesome. I'm so excited, and I'm trying to figure out where to tap in with you.
Awesome, thank you. Because I figured with my idea that not only is food insecurity going down, our food waste are going down, because I'm sorry, 100 billion pounds of food is just way too much food to be wasted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And even when you're talking about the other person doing this, and it may not be as nutritious, it's like I was at school, so I'm totally fascinated with you working with the children. That's awesome. But I also watched them at school go, yeah, and not eat what was in front of them, because it wasn't appealing. Yeah.
One thing I'm good at is getting those kids to eat something. I'm like, you have to try it. And I just do reverse psychology on them. I'm like, if you try it, and they make me eat the food that they make. Like, oh, you're not gonna taste it? I'm like, yeah. And so I taste it. Oh yeah, it's good. So if they see me eat it, they see me try it, and they made it themselves, they know what they did, then they'll eat the food. Like the one time I had them do chicken thighs, rice, and a vegetable medley, and they were like, ew, yeah. I'm like, but you all just made that vegetable medley. What do you mean, ew? So, but I watched them put some on their plate, and they
Yeah.
Ask for more is the question.
Right. Then, and they're like, I'll take the green one, because it's like the broccoli, cauliflower, carrot. I'll take you'll take the broccoli. You're gonna take the cauliflower too, please. It was a lot of baking, and that's why I'm excited that Chef William is coming today too, because his juices are made straight from, he doesn't add anything to them. It's just straight vegetables. It's just straight fruit.
Wow.
So, and I know he uses like spices and things like turmeric or something like that, but it's nothing like artificial. So they're going to be able to see that and make it and like, this is good. So, yeah.
I also heard you say, and this I was so glad you said it, because we have this problem with our own rector, is making sure that you know your limits. You have to step back and ask other guests in. She's got a whole lineup of people doing sermons for her in Holy Week so that she's not dead by Sunday. So this is very healthy that you're realizing that.
Yeah, I
So
definitely.
important because your dreams are still, I mean, there's so much you still haven't fulfilled. So yeah, you do need people to be able to work under you and then take over for you.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely learned the hard way for that. Like I had a knee strain for years.
Uh-oh.
And all I had to do was physical therapy. I don't have time to do physical therapy.
My sister, yeah.
So, but finally it's gone away. But yeah, I will work myself to, like, for an example, I have this now. I'm speaking with you guys. I have the kids club. I then have to do a meal prep. Then I have to wake up. I have Reynolds America tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. I'm gonna get up at 5 a.m. do their breakfast. I still have Bowie's Market. Somebody asked how they can get LeanBack food. You can always order online and pick up at Bowie's Market every other Tuesday. That's a way you can have LeanBack Soul Food if you're not gonna have a catering event or something like that. So I mean, that's how my schedule is this week. But then I have Soul Weeks too.
How many people tomorrow morning?
This one's a small group. That's why I'm not even really worried about it. It's just like 50.
Oh, well.
No, just
Just
playing.
like-
Oh, 50. No sweat.
Not 200. That is.
I want to say they're at 15. Yeah. The one yesterday, I had an event last night. Like if you go outside, you're gonna see that my car is packed with paper dishes, and I'm gonna go unload after we leave here before I go somewhere else. But I just stay on the go. But I may look tired, but I'm always gonna smile and have a good time.
Wow. So do you have anybody helping with your food prep?
Yeah.
For the occasions?
Yeah, for like the bigger events when I know that I'm gonna need some assistance and I don't want to be in there 8 hours and I'm gonna cut it down to 4 hours, I'll call in somebody and say, hey, you want to come and help. I'm actually, sometime today, I'm going to be posting that I am hiring.
Wow.
And I'm gonna put my stipulations on there because I need positive attitudes and I need work harders. And I like to add ERs after everything. I need these people to be, because you are a representation of me.
Yeah. Sure.
And I treat people like I want to be treated, probably more.
You want to hire a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'll be doing it today sometime.
Someone had a question?
I didn't have a question so much as an observation on how much you're into something here with respect to the food waste. The estimate is, I believe, that 40% of all food produced in the United States goes to waste. And if that can be cut back, it helps feed hungry people, saves people money, and actually protects the planet by keeping food out of landfills where it turns into methane. The example I thought of that I had the privilege to see was in Washington State, where there was an elementary school where something like 70% of the students were on federally assisted breakfast programs, but they were kids. And guess what? Kids didn't always eat everything they had in their tray. What that district did was to simply train the kids that if you didn't eat it, you didn't open your milk carton and they had some prepackaged foods, don't just dump it in the trash the way you do with your leftover meal, but take that and put it on a separate cart. And then they arranged to have that food from the separate cart go to a refrigerator so that it could be distributed through local food assistance programs. A simple step, amazingly complicated at the ground level, as you can imagine, because they had to worry about the health department and this, that, and the other. But I love your model about the refrigerators. It just seems like a very sort of, it's like our blessing box only on a bigger scale. The challenge I imagine you must encounter is you may run into issues with the health department.
Right. So that's something else I'm gonna have to look into, of course, but I don't think it's gonna be as extreme as we all think it is, because it is food that's being given away. However, I would need the people who are donating to donate with the same integrity they would have when they're serving people who are paying. So even like if I'm doing a meal prep for you, I have labels on them. I'm gonna have when it was prepared. I'm gonna have when you need to throw it away. At the same time, people are coming to get those meals. They're probably gonna eat it that day or the next day anyway, right? So that's a good way for people to look at their label, like, okay, this is what this is, and I know when I need to eat it. It's all about the little things. It's really not gonna be that difficult, and especially for the health department, and it won't be held to the same standards as it would be if I was, and it's crazy me saying this, but it's not going to be held to the same standards as me actually serving you food because you paid for it. So,
Well, and you have an in at the health department already by your person that used to work in environmental health who gave you the 97.5.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think Alvy's got her hand up again. Alvy,
Was Stan done?
I'm sorry.
I may have interrupted you.
Okay.
Stan, did you want to follow up and then we can go to Alvy?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
But I did want to respond to something he said.
Okay.
When he was talking about the kids putting it on the cart and then they were taking it somewhere, taking it a step further. When some of those kids come into school, the only food they're eating is that breakfast or some situation like that. So I would have said, why not pack that food up and take it home with the kids who need it, because they're not going to have anything else to eat. Another thing that I like, I cook for. We were talking about it earlier. I cook for school, so I try to give them, make sure their meals are balanced and things like that, right? So I can't stand when I see lunch plates going out to kids, and I see this in our area, lunch plates going out to kids and they're not well balanced at all, right? So again, yeah, they're getting this food here, but when they get home, what are they gonna eat? So I would have, if I was in that school district, I would have said, let's just pack it away, because, and they reach out, they email those parents. The parents were like, let me have that box so I can feed my kids, you know, so. Yeah.
Alvy, did you want to say something?
Yeah. Great. Now I forgot my thought.
You're too young to be doing it.
No, I'm not, honey.
You are. I have a question.
You got 30 years on you.
With the kids program, how is it set up now? I believe, do they pay to come and take no pay?
It's free.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you said bringing more
Low income kids.
yeah, low income children there. So it is the transportation issue that you see is the.
I don't think that it's transportation. I'm not gonna say it's transportation, but by speaking with Ms. Margaret at the Kids Coalition, she's telling me that it's transportation.
Okay.
They don't have a way, or maybe they just don't have a time. They don't have a way, something in that household's going on, so they don't have. So when I put out my cooking club, I put it out on social media. The people who are seeing my social media are my friends, of course, my contacts, my clients, so of course they're like, well, we know Crissy, let's take her kids to them. We trust her, but at the same time, I'm not hitting where I want to hit.
Right.
So yes, I love the kids. They can come and it's free to everyone, but I'm not seeing those more disadvantaged kids that I would love to see. But I do see that at the Kids Cooking Coalition, because I'm watching them and they're like, what is this? Like, what is this? It's an avocado. They don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
What is this tomato? I watched a kid eat a taco on Thursday with just lettuce and cheese. He didn't put the black beans in there. He's like, what is that? I'm not eating it, because he didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, he's more disadvantaged than my kids are.
Yeah, they eat from the corner store, the bag of chips.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I want to say I was there maybe like last month, and I forget what they made. It was a meal, whatever they made, but one of the kids said, "Yeah, this is going to be my dinner." I didn't feel like that should have been their dinner. So that's them telling me this is what they're going to eat, you know? And if they didn't, they probably would have been stopping at McDonald's or Burger King, you know what I mean? Which we all need to get away from, but it's just sad when you see, it's an eye opener, really.
Yeah.
So you said that you would expand, but you need more volunteers. What do volunteers do?
If I would expand, they would be there when I couldn't be there. Literally, if I'm having guests come in, taking over the class for me, they would just do what I do. Because literally, when I have guests come in, I'm a volunteer now. Now I don't have to lead the class. If I see a kid doing something they shouldn't be doing, I'll go sit with them at their table and make sure they stay on track. That's what I do when a guest comes in. That's it.
Okay, so it's a volunteer to lead the class.
So, not even, I wouldn't even say that, because when someone comes and takes over the class, they're teaching the class, and then I have the parent volunteers.
Okay, so
So, and I'm asking, like, are you sure you're okay with doing this? And they're like, oh yeah, we got this. How much time do I have? You have 2 hours. And they're like, okay, we got you. And they'll take over the class for 2 hours, and then I'm just there, you know?
Yeah.
And then I still have the parent volunteer. So, and the kids are good. They're not bad.
Yeah.
So it's not like, you know, a bunch of troubled kids and, oh, they're all rowdy, and they're kids, but they still pay attention, they still learn, they still have a good time. So just someone just to kind of just be there.
What about your volunteers for the block party?
So
Do you have plenty of those, or how?
So this is what I have now. I'm like way more efficient. Before, like doing all of this, I was just like, yeah, just email. And this is me being in control. This is me doing everything. This is me not reaching out to my team, right? So I'm having you just email me, let me know that you want to volunteer. Oh, we have a nice professional site now. So now you can just go to volunteer, drop down. I'm not connected to the internet.
Sorry.
One second. I want to say, while it's loading back up, it should be a drop down, and it's gonna have the LeanBack Kids Club, it's gonna have the block party, and it's gonna have something else. And then you just type, this is what I want to volunteer for, and then type in your name, your information, and then I'll get back to you, because now we also have a screening process, background check.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm using my resources. Good. So there was something I was gonna say when you asked that. Yeah, see, he's put up a volunteer application. So you click the volunteer application and you fill out the form. That easy. I love this. I haven't really looked at the site because we literally just got it done yesterday. So there was something I saw that was something.
Does it also have a big like donate thing that you click on?
There is a donate button in the upper right hand corner.
I'm curious with the fridge project. I know that Second Harvest helps food pantries get refrigerators, even laptops and all that kind of stuff. So would you be paying for like these refrigerators, or would the individual restaurants to be doing it?
So my goal is to get the refrigerator sponsored by someone else. For an example, I don't know, Geico.
Reynolds American.
Exactly. Reynolds American sponsored this refrigerator, and we're gonna put it here. Maybe put their signage on the refrigerator. But either way, it's gonna be like the GiveBack fridge. So that's my goal. Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah, I work with a business coach, so he helps me try to put these
Good.
out.
Yeah.
You're pretty savvy, and you're also pretty young to be this. Wow. You are amazing. Like
I told you. It is. It would be amazing for anything.
Donna, I think Donna has her hand up again.
Yeah, Crissy, I don't know about this, but let me throw it out and see what y'all think. I keep thinking about those kids that need to be there, that don't have transportation. Is there some way that we can safely, legally, whatever, be volunteers to go get those kids, bring them in? It wouldn't be, it's not like I have a big bus or anything, but but, you know, pick up some that if it's okay with the parents, bring them, be there as another assistant for whoever's leading the lesson, and then take them home. Do you think we can work towards that to start bringing in these kids that need to be there?
So actually, like 2 days ago, I was speaking with one of my peers and I was telling her basically my thoughts on it. And I also am in the process of purchasing a catering van, because as of right now, I'm using my car and making too many trips. But if I could just put everything in the van, then it's one trip and then, you know, I can unload. But we were talking about, because we're both purchasing vans. And then I was telling her about this issue. And she said, oh, well, you could just get a 15-passenger van. And they can come pick up the kids and then bring them to the kitchen. That's what I was going to tell you guys. I have it. That's another one of my partners. I actually have the kids cooking club at New Story Church on Walltown Street.
Yeah.
It's right next door to the food line. They have like that really big kitchen and they have that classroom right there. So they're allowed that. So because I have like all these people just like basically giving me these avenues, I have money that I can just put towards something. I can put it towards a van and give someone else the opportunity to go around and pick these kids up, right? So you're on the right track. That's where we're going. How long it's gonna take?
Mary Lynn has her hand up too. Mary Lynn?
Yes, I have been involved with the Kids Cooking Coalition kind of from its beginning. And the model was based on around this transportation issue, because Margaret's vision was this consistent curriculum that she developed, and it's a 6-week curriculum. So it's important to have the consistency, and each session starts with the nutrition piece. And so then if it's grains, and then the menu that they create will center on grains and, you know, et cetera. So it builds, and because of resources are so tight, the decision was made to do these in after school programs that are tied with Title I schools. So it is, you know, I just wanted to put in a few more details about that, because it is reaching lower income kids, but the transportation issue is kind of avoided. And if you have the van, say, and you're going to go around, there's going to have to be a lot of commitment that those children are present and available. And that's hard to do when you're living in the chaos of low income, you know, situations. So that kind of commitment puts everything on the parent. And you can't, and it doesn't always work because of all of their other demands. So working within this after school model saved a lot of those issues, and the parents do pick up at the end of the day, and they are involved. They have to commit, you know, to being able, you know, to participate in several other ways. But I just wanted to put that out there, because I'm not discouraging the van. I'm just saying that you don't have the same kind of control, I guess, built-in control. The other thing about Kids Cooking Coalition is Wake Forest students who volunteer at the campus kitchen do a couple lessons themselves, and then they are the volunteers teaching the cooking skills. So the Wake Forest students are learning cooking skills, and then they're working with the kids with some older supervision there. But it takes a lot. You probably can comment on this too. A Wake Forest student will work with like 3 kids or 4, and that 4 is really pushing it, because the kid's attention span, and you're working with knives or heat. So it's very labor intensive, and I don't know how you manage that. But, you know, I think her model has been successful. It's been going on 4 or 5 years now. So, but it is just 6 weeks in the spring semester, the way it's built. And so something year round would be great, you know, but I just wanted to put those details out there.
Yeah, and thank you for putting those details out there, because that's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what I've watched, and it's fun spending time with the Wake Forest students too, because they're like, it was there was a question about green onions and the instructions were wrong basically. And they were like, we're supposed to cut the whites. I said, no, just cut the greens. But they do practice and they are working with the kids so well. But by a lot of what you said are the issues that I'm running into, especially with the commitment thing, because I had to send out a commitment email right last month to the parents, like, this is free. You guys said that you were gonna come and bring the kids, so I need you to bring the kids because it's free, you're taking away from someone who could.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly.
So what you just said is spot on. It's basically, you know, what I'm dealing with. And that's why we're kind of working to come up with some ideas so that we can kind of partner together and do something else. Like me and Margaret trying to do something so I can reach the kids that I want to reach. And then, and as far as the van, possibly, that would be a way to get around it for those who couldn't.
Yeah. And home and back home. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are,
Oh, sorry.
Julie.
I just wanted to make a quick comment. As far as free, offering it free, I was involved in a program that was free like that. And they said that if the person missed 3 in a row, then they were dropped off and someone on the waiting list was able to be brought in alternatively. And there was a constant waiting list and the limit was like 20 people per program event. I don't know if you've gotten into that kind of detail, but that's how they managed that commitment issue with in that particular program.
Yes, and I actually run it the same way. But at the same time, when you see a kid that you know wants to be there, it's like, all right, I'm gonna send you this warning letter out. And I'm gonna put this back on parents because parents, you said you would do this, you know? So yes, that is one way I'm managing that model.
We're about to wrap up, but I just have one more question. I didn't show you the kitchen, and you're such a visionary. In sometime in the future, if we wanted to use that kitchen for the community or do something, do you have any insights or ideas?
It is so simple. It's not as difficult as you think it would be, only because that kitchen, I'm pretty sure, isn't inspected by the health department, but because you're not selling food, you're giving it away, you're fine. You can do a community kitchen like that. And I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure if it has a stove and it has a refrigerator, you're in a pot and a pan.
But it used to have to be to standard for a child care center. We used to have a child care center here, so
I'm pretty that kitchen is fine, and you can serve your community the way you want to. I promise. That's exactly what they use at the kitchen for in this store.
Okay.
And they have a huge pantry. They're like, oh yeah, you use what you need, but I normally just kind of bring in my own food. But they have a huge pantry. They have like 2 mini refrigerators and freezers, and that's what they feed the community on Mondays. You don't need anyone coming in and inspecting anything. You're not selling anything. You're just trying to do right and feed people. You're fine. But of course, I still.
Not well. Your plate is full. No pun intended. But
I have more space on my plate.
You need a bread plate and a salad bowl.
Well, any other questions for Crissy? This has been
wonderful.
amazing.
Yes.
Allie, do you want to? Alvy, do you want to wrap things up, or is she still on?
Yeah, I'm still here. Thank you to Crissy and to everyone for attending. I put a little message in the chat, so I'm not sure if everyone saw it, but Crissy, if you need assistance from an event coordinator, because that's who I am, let me know. I would definitely love to work with you on the side to host a lupus gala sometime later on this year, but we can talk about that later. But I wanted to just quickly, a lot of times with kids, when they say, ew, I don't want that, that doesn't taste good, it does come from, one, they haven't tried it, and two, they haven't tried it. It's not something they're familiar with, because for far too many children living in food deserts of food insecurities, their first vegetable is either a potato chip or a French fry, which we all know is not a vegetable. So, or it's green beans or collard greens or something that, was once a vegetable, but tastes nothing like it once, grandma gets in there and cooks it. I mean, God love my mom. She is a soulful woman, and I'm trying to teach her how to, cook vegetables that, aren't drowned in sauces and seasonings. Good luck with that. But that's where a lot of that stems from. And it's so sad. And on one end, I have to applaud during the height of the pandemic that Forsyth County Schools came out with their mobile units to deliver foods to families, that, kids aren't out of school, they know they need to eat. And they delivered enough food for all the kids in the house, regardless if you went to Forsyth County Schools or not. So you guys could have meals throughout the week, throughout the weekend, and even on the holidays. And I think they're still doing that now, that you could either pick that up or get it delivered if you need it. So I have to applaud them for that. But then on that flip side, you have to think, well, what is the food that they're getting? How much is that is just being tossed out because nobody in the house is eating it? But I'm gonna digress. Yeah, I'm gonna digress that for right now, because we could have a whole nother conversation about that. But once again, Crissy, thank you for attending today. We are just awed and inspired by everything that you're doing. Give that cute little fur bunny of yours a hug for me. And if we don't have any other questions or concerns, do we?
I'm gonna ask Crissy to tell how we can order her food ourselves at Bowie's Market.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm glad you said it, because I do need to give you guys like website information and things like that. So for the foundation, the website is LeanBackGiveBack.org. And then the catering company is LeanBackSoulFood.com. If you didn't get it, if you type in my name or if you type in LeanBack, everything comes right up about me for the company. It's just like everything comes up. If you want to shop at Bowie's, you would just go to the website, LeanBackSoulFood.com, and it says shop. You'll see it now, but I'm telling you, do not order, because I actually need to cut it off because I'm already booked up enough. But I go to Bowie's every other Tuesday. So I'm cooking now, or in the next 2 days, for people to come and get their food on Tuesday, this coming up. I won't be back again until 2 Tuesdays from there. But that's basically what you do. You just go to the website, see what I'm offering, and if you want to order, you order, and then you come pick it up. It's heat and serve. You just warm it up. We can do anything like fried chicken, but you're just gonna put it in the oven. It's gonna crisp back up just the way it should, right? So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I will highly recommend. We were talking about her soul rolls and her shrimp and grits and her Alfredo. Oh my gosh.
Soul rolls.
Yeah. and the banana pudding.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I
Is it?
forgot about that.
Yeah, it is.
She has a remarkable talent with putting flavors together.
Nice.
That is just truly amazing.
Well, thank you guys for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put a plug in too before we all hop off, that today, following the 11 o'clock service, we will have a listening session for the Widening the Welcome initiative. So please join us either in person or online for our 12:30 Widening the Welcome listening session. All right.
Thank you. And if that's all the news that's fit to print, may the Lord watch between me and thee, and we will gather together during the 11A service. Crissy, again, thank you. You are just fantastic. May God continue to bless you in every little thing you do, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.